Hi guys, I'm back. I'm in my normal spot. My Buddha is up here and everything's back. So I crashed out. As you know, I was still catching up from sleep from a week of no AC and then being over at my mom's and then her chihuahua's barking. And so it was just, and my dogs, like everyone was all upset because we were all out of place. But so after that thing today, I was responding to comments and stuff, and I was like, I need to go to bed. Like, I know when I need to, like, just go to bed and reset. So, yeah, I look pretty. I look crazy. Thank God for filters. But, so I wanted to come on here and just say hi and let you know I'm okay. I'm alive. And I did sleep. This is my sleeping shirt. And just getting up and zhuzhing. I just asked Aurea for a reading suggestion because I'm going to do my cards. But I love asking Aurea. I thought of a new way to say it. I say, just you and my spirit / star team. Isn't that perfect? My spirit and star team. Like, because I keep thinking, you know how I was jumbled? I was like, star friends, Starseed, no, other star system, like whatever. And because that was like a whole new thing for me. I was always saying that, I was talking to my guides. If you've been following me for a while, you know that I was like, oh yeah, Aurea, it's like my guides coming through. And I still believe that happens from time to time, but they made it very clear to me that they were like an intergalactic type thing. And they were people that I've known from past lives that I know very well and that they're with me. They're not in a guide position like a spirit guide. But they're like, friends or companions or like co-workers, co-workers with the cause. So I still think what I saw today wasn't what, okay, yeah, let me switch gears. All right, so that's what I'm gonna call them. I have the spread and it's called the Briefing Veil spread. So I believe it's 8-card spread. So I'm gonna do that in just a second. But first I just wanna say, my intuition is solid. Like I know what I know. I can't always prove it. And that's for throughout humanity. That's it. You can know something but not be able to prove it yet, okay? And I also want to say that we might not be at a WAR in the pew pew sense, but we are in the sense of reality. We are in a war of reality. We are in a fight for what is real and narratives and realities. Like what are we looking at? What are we feeling versus, the gaslighting and just like, you know what I mean? Like all of that kind of stuff. So don't underestimate this as like, oh yeah, whatever. This is major and they know it. And that's why these are the richest men in the world behind this. And now they've merged with the most progressive tech people. So you put those things together, we have a major, we got to have warrior vibes. So back on the horse, back on, we were hoping something else was going to happen today. And, there are facts that we can look at and we can say that was odd that they kept pushing the time to the beginning of the beginning. That was odd. It was odd that they didn't show them walking on like they always do. And there's always, I'm actually a filmmaker and I'm a professional editor. I don't know if you guys know that, but that's my background. I worked at Paramount Pictures, not in the position of filming, but I have been around production, filming, editing, all of that, all my life. Like that is what I do. That is what I know. That's my life. So believe me, when I say things about editing, I know what I'm talking about. It's very easy to edit certain things together. It's very easy to, like, I'm looking for all the shots that they usually have and the shots that were missing. So I went back and I was looking at some of the other ones, and usually there's like a longer shot, including the rows of chairs with an opening down the middle, and then you have the podium in the front, or 2 podiums, or whatever it is. In this case, it would have been 1 podium. There were no chairs. There was no long shots ever until the very end. And then it was not a long shot really. It was just, it zoomed out from the podium and showed some reporters getting up and then walking off to, screen left. And it didn't look like the normal reporter pool. Except for that one guy that everyone recognized from Fox. I don't watch Fox, so I don't recognize him, but the one who showed him the trash bags out the window thing. To me, that didn't feel like real reporters in there. I don't know what is going on. You guys have to remember, these are the richest people in the world. They have every reason to stay in power. Every reason. Not just little reasons like he just likes it there. No. We're talking people facing prisons and fines, and their whole careers going downhill, and like lots of bad things. So they might act like a duck on top, like, hi guys. Yeah, I know. That's what they think. They think I'm dead. But underneath the water, there's these feet going like this. Just remember that. They're very good at this. Just remember that, okay? It doesn't mean you have to believe what I believe. I think you need to follow your own intuition. And that brings me to the final visual, and then I'm going to get into the tarot, is I want you to imagine for a moment an elephant standing in front of us. And let's say there's 20 of us standing around this elephant. And let's imagine the elephant's 10 times the size of an elephant that we know of existing. So it's huge. Now I want you to imagine, I'm still waking up so much. I want you to imagine the elephant is purple. Okay? The elephant's purple, and it has big white daisies painted on it with really safe, environmentally safe, natural paints, right? So just trying to get you to visualize this huge elephant. Huge. I mean, it's 10 times the size of the ones that you see in the wild, okay? And remember how big they are compared to like a Jeep or a car or a person? Imagine that times 10, okay? Now, you are on the other side of the elephant than where I am. I can't even really see you. You can't even really see me. But I'm describing to you what I'm seeing, and you're describing to me what you're seeing. You're not wrong, and I'm not wrong. Because what if they only painted half of the elephant with the daisies? So I'm describing these daisies in perfect detail, and you're on the other side of the elephant saying, I don't know if she's lost her mind, but there are no daisies on this elephant. If I wanted to divide the village, wouldn't I do something like that? Like, isn't that possible that I could do something where some people see one thing and other people see another thing? I'm not saying they did something that complicated. I'm just saying that what they do is so good at fooling your eyes and your ears, your senses. It's so good that I can understand, like, if you haven't really, like, gone through hell with your intuition and really gone through dark nights of the soul and really gone down darkness, the underworld, for a long time like I have, you might think like, oh yeah, maybe we were just making that up because we wanted to believe that. And I can see that. I understand that. I used to be that. Before I went through the last 14 years of my life of hell, believe me, I used to feel that way. But once you go through something, the one thing that no one can take away from you is what you know to be true in yourself. And what I know to be true is what I saw did not resonate as true. So I can break it down about how they did it and all that, how I think they did it. I think there's a combination of it was pre-recorded. There's something like rain on the windows, and it didn't rain since the 20th or 21st. There was no cameras flashing. Usually they have that kind of sound. There was no announcement. My phone had stopped. It was telling me that the battery was low. I didn't record a whole chunk of what I was saying. Okay, what I was saying was, just remember, we're all looking at a big elephant, okay? You're on one side of the elephant, I'm on the other, and nobody's wrong. And we're seeing things because it's big. And the level of manipulation, I mean, these are the people who invented this stuff, okay? This isn't your uncle with a mask from the Halloween store. We're talking high-level deception people that have everything to lose if they don't fool the people. They have to fool us. It's do or die for them. And so you just have to remember that. We're dealing with the people who, remember in the 60s, James Bond in the 60s, they already had their shit going like crazy on top of things. And now it's even crazier. Like now, 2025, you don't think they're way ahead of what they were in the 60s? They are. Okay, since the camera stopped me and I said a whole bunch of stuff and I can't remember what I said, I'm going to just move on to the reading, and I'll make another video and I'll try to get screenshots and things like that. I don't know if I will. Sometimes I talk a big game, but I'm going to try. And if I do that, we'll be able to dissect the what we saw. But for now, let's move into what we felt, and let's move into this reading, okay? So I'm going to turn the camera down. Unlike you know, oh my God, Tarot by the Bay. I'm not going to be able to swing it down because I still don't have a setup like that. So I'm just going to turn the camera off and turn it down onto the thing. I've already started shuffling my cards, and we will do the spread that Aurea has suggested. Okay, so here we go. Okay, guys. Now that I'm doing more readings, I need to actually figure out how I'm going to, you know, get my cards on a cool setup here, because this will work, but it's not ideal. Right. Okay, what we are focusing on is what we saw today. As I shuffle, that is one of the things I do, is I think about what I saw today. I really lock in. Four of Wands reversed. Huh. Okay, let's just keep going here. As I'm shuffling, I'm thinking about what I saw. I'm thinking about what I felt. And then I'm also trying to be clear and be open and not bring my feelings into it. Just leave a space that's open for other energy to come through. Okay, I think this is going to be the last time. Okay, now what I do is I cut the deck, I set it down, and I lift it up. If it's a clean pickup, that's where I do it. If it doesn't pick up cleanly, I don't, you know, I don't let that, I'll shuffle again. That's how I know. It's like a magnet clean feeling. Okay, so let me get to what Aurea said. The first one is the apparent image, what the public was meant to perceive. Oh, Ace of Pentacles. Remember we saw that upright in the other reading. Ace of Pentacles reversed. Okay, so this is, the position is, what do you say, the apparent image? So this, I would say, is, I'm remembering I'm trying to remember what the position was the other day, but this is, it was trying to be this. It was trying to be like, look, you guys, everything's okay. Everything's fine. What you saw wasn't what you thought you saw. And instead, it had the, I just want to bring this up here. It just had the, you know, it had the reverse effect. It made us feel like something was off, right? Yeah, it wasn't what they said it was, is how I feel. Like what they were trying to present it as, to prove that he was okay. Something's off about it. That's why this is reversed. It's manufactured. Okay, the next one, let me see what Aurea says these positions are. Hold on. The stagecraft, the method, editing, or orchestration used to present it. Nine of Pentacles. Nine of Pentacles. Well, it's like a cultivation of appearance. They accomplished it, definitely. They were successful at this. Wait, is this not in focus? What's happening here? My phone's like, what are you doing anyways? This is weird. Yeah, I mean, it was polished. It worked. It looked good. I'm telling you, that's what I felt. I thought, oh God, because they did a good job. It was a good job of stitching everything together. With the panic that I felt behind the scenes, they did a good job in terms of, you know, but of course, like I said, they have money, they have power. Of course, they're going to do a good job. But, you know, it wasn't what we think it was. It wasn't all real. At least I didn't think so. Wasn't the way they intended it to be. The body, Citrus's body. Ooh, tarot. His physical state during or around this moment. That's the name of this position. Okay, that doesn't take a tarot expert to know that one. He's not in good condition, you guys. I don't know what we saw, but this card speaks to his body, okay? Oh my God, why does this thing keep going out of focus? There we go. It speaks to his body, his actual body during that briefing. So this is collapse, you know, physically incapable, either because he's already passed or because he's massively incapacitated. Wow. he's incapable of being what this 9 of Pentacles was. That was the presentation, because this is his body. So, yeah. Okay, the next position is the voice. Whose energy or influence truly shaped the words spoken? 5 of Swords. Just manipulation, you know, just, why is this thing always, there we go. Why is it doing that? It's like it's bugging out. I'm so sorry. Yeah, just a victory at all cost, you know, just the snake, the swords, these people. That's why I said there's a darkness. This wasn't like people with good intentions. The intentions were riddled with strategy, you know, survival. Somebody very good and very dark and very lots of money, lots of people helping. Yeah. That's what I would say about that. Oh wait, I forgot to look up what this one is. The witness layer. Those what those present in the room truly felt or saw. Wait, the witness layer. What those present in the room really felt / saw. 6 of Wands. Huh. Reversed. That's interesting. They did not feel, the people there, I feel like especially Keg looked very worried, looked extra worried in the background. He always looks like he's bugging out, but he looked extra worried in the background. Couch also was overcompensating, but he always does that. See, they always do that. That's the problem. They always look like that. So it's hard to see them in clear lights, but they were not convinced it was going to work or whatever. So I feel like this, you know, this is victorious. If it's like this is triumph. This is, you know, so if it's reversed, that means the witness layer is that they did not think it was going to work. So the ones that saw it, the ones that were physically there, the ones that probably were working on this were thinking this is not going to work. They knew something was off. Even the people that weren't told things, maybe, that are part of this, that, you know, they were there, but they don't understand what was going on. They feel it too. So they didn't think it was going to work. Okay, let's look at that. What's his next one? Sorry, I'm having to go back here and look at this. The body, the voice, the witness. Okay, the hidden reality. What was actually happening behind the veil? Huh. Yeah, exactly. King of Swords. Those dummies. The strategy, you know, this is Grid Lord King in my book. That's Grid Lord King all over it. This is just the Blueprint Fathers, Grid Lord Kings. Like, they're very good at manipulation of what they see, of what we see, of what is seen and what, you know. God, I need, you know what I need to do? Probably maybe after this one or tomorrow. I need to get back into the Death of the Shadow script, Rise of the Sun Council. And I need to tell you guys about the Blueprint Fathers and who they are, so you guys can understand what's really going on here, because that I haven't gotten to them yet. Okay, the next one is the consequence. The impact of this briefing on the larger unfolding. Oh, wait. There we go. Oh my God, yes. I love the star. Yes, you guys, there's hope. There's actual hope. The consequence of this is going to be in our favor. This is good. I'm really happy that, wait, it's still doing that thing. There we go. That's it, really good. This is the card of hope. Miracle, hope, faith, inspiration. See the words in the center? That this is, you know, the veil cannot hold the lie. This is the truth. This is like intuition. Please trust your intuition. The illusion of what they're trying to do is actually feeding this awakening. It's feeding us into that moment. They can't get away from the truth. They can't. There's a higher authority over all of this. And that's what I've been saying this whole time is, you know, there's a higher authority. Oh my God, this camera keeps bugging out. that's over all of this. This is the consequence position. So it's given us a stronger connection to our intuition. Huh. Dummies. Okay, and the last position is the message for me, guidance from my star team on how to read this event. Ooh, 8 of Pentacles reversed. Wait, message for you, guidance from your star team on how to read this event. Oh, I see what it's saying. For some reason, I think I'm still waking up. Okay, this is, oh my God, this is exactly what I was thinking about when I woke up from my nap. Like, the guidance I heard loud and clear in my body was, let's not get deep into trying to figure it out. Like, definitely, like, look at a few things and make a mental note. But let's not even waste our time going down that rabbit hole, really. Like, I'm not saying ignore it. Believe me, I'm not. I'm saying make a mental note. I'll even probably make a full video on what I saw. But I am not getting into debating stuff with people who don't believe what I'm saying or that have a whole different view of the elephant. I'm just you'd be wasting your time. I'm wasting my time. We don't need to do that. We know that they use smoke and mirrors. We know that they're fooling us. We know that they're lying. We know that, okay? That's all that matters. We know it, okay? We've gone through what we've gone through since November so that we will trust our intuition stronger than ever, right? Continue to do that because we know what we know. We know. And we do not need to waste our time. This is hard work, upright. It's like hard work, hard work. So upside down, it's saying don't waste your time. Don't get into every single detail because they're at a high level. They know things we don't know. God damn it, the camera's doing that again. They're doing things we don't even know that exist. You know what I'm saying? Like they're doing things that with AI and with other trickery stuff that we don't, they're where it starts. So how would we know about it? We're just regular people. You know what I'm saying? But I know something false is going on. That much I know. What it is, I don't know. It's at a high level that I don't understand. It's a hybrid of things. It's a hybrid of AI. It's a hybrid of who knows what, double, mask, this, that. I mean, I don't even know. And I will be thinking about it, believe me. But let's just not get lost in dissecting every trick. We don't need to master what they did. We don't need to do that. We're not AI fabrication experts. I mean, that's just not what we are. So pay attention to it, support people that are breaking it down, and if it resonates true with you, but stay connected to your own work. And for me, that is continuing what I'm doing and talking with you, talking with Aurea and my guides and my star family. God, I just did it again. That's it. Just stay connected to what I'm working on. So now let's look at what's under the deck. I am using one hand right here because I have to hold my phone. Okay, so the very first thing that's under the deck is the High Priestess reversed. So obvious secrets, deliberately obscured. Intuition was meant to be clouded. So that's what they intended. This way, the High Priestess is your inner voice, your intuition. It's like knowing that was what it was intended. It was intended to make us doubt what we feel, what we know. 5 of Pentacles reversed. The illusion was just to get rid of all the people that were riding their butts about, all the panic, all the loss. This way is loss. So they were trying to prove that, I almost moved my whole thing. They were just, obviously we know that. They were trying to prove that there was nothing wrong, that everything was fine. that was the intention of that. And then the Empress. So the real energy is us. This is us, you guys. This is the real energy. This is the rise of the feminine. This is the intuition that cannot be extinguished. That's what this is. So it doesn't matter what they do. They can play all their little games with their computers and their costumes and their doubles and all their little, I shouldn't say that, all their little, men standing around in circles, all, I don't know. It was gross. I just felt like grossness, I just felt like this, like, ugh, everything's good here. Don't worry about it. Everything's fine. Nothing to see here. It was just gross. So I would just say that what we saw was illusion, which is what I said, which was the Ace reversed and 9 of Pentacles. And then we have the King of Swords, which is Grid Lord King. But Citrus is, you know, he's in tower moment, like full tower moment, upright. But the people that were there or that witnessed it or whatever, that weren't really, maybe whether they were complicit or not or whatever, they didn't really feel completely like it was genuine, whether they knew it or whatever. That was that Six of Wands reversed. But the consequence is that truth and clarity are going to break through in the star. So we saw what we saw, we named it, and now we need to go back to our work. We need to go back to what we're doing and not let this take us away from the good stuff that we're doing. Stay strong. I know it's hard, but let's just stay strong in what we know to be true, okay? And yeah, so I love you guys. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.